follow him in Esper. He's always playing Planeswalkers, and this Planeswalker package, looks very Shaheen-esque. However, we've got a Siege Rhino that is turned sideways. We see that Jessup does have 6 lands in play. Now here is a Sorin here from Joseph Bass, so he will tick that up before passing the turn back over to Jessup.
Now, a big part of Bass's plan is actually 4 Despise and 4 Thoughtseize.
Yep.
He's got an awful lot of discard, but very little permission, just Disdainful Stroke in the main deck as far as permission goes. And that's really how he's planning on fueling his Treasure Cruises and Dig Through Times. This is a very innovative approach to Esper control.
He sits at 7-2, as does Danny Jessup. Jessup did win our Baltimore Standard Open to kick off season number 3 over the summer. Now he's trying to figure out what he should do with the Siege Rhino here. You see his hand, he's got a Sorin, he's got a Hero's Downfall on a land. So he has the ability to play actually both those spells in one turn if he does play his land here. Now he's just trying to figure out, do I attack this with the Siege Rhino? If I do, where's it gonna go? Do I take down Sorin? Do I play Sorin first and pump it?
The nice thing about playing Sorin first is that it lets the Rhino kill Sorin in one hit.
Yep. But it's also a 2-turn clock at this point as well, since he's at 10, so he can just make into a 5-power creature and go that way.
Yeah, if he wanted, downfalling the Sorin and pumping with his own Sorin, that's the fastest way to end the game.
He's gonna play Sorin. It's gonna start at 4.
And we'll notice Bass has been having a little bit of mana issues this game. He's at 4 mana versus Jessup's 7.
Maybe some color issues too. He only has 1 blue source of mana there and a Dismal Backwater, and then 3 copies of Temple of Silence. Jessup going to tick up the Siege Rhino. Siege Rhino is going to take down the Sorin. So Jessup's going to go up to 20. You'll see the life totals will be 20 to 10. He'll pass with just a Hero's Downfall in his hand. Bass will draw a card. There's a Disdainful Stroke over there, but all he can do is pass back. Jessup going to untap those 4 lands he used for Sorin. He'll draw a card. It's a copy of Llanowar Waste to go along with that Hero's Downfall. Now the question here is, do you tick up the Sorin and attack for 5, make it a 2-turn clock, or do you take it down?
Well, even if you tick it down, you're still on a 2-turn clock. So I don't hate ticking it down because the ultimate is definitely not that, not a particularly important piece of the puzzle. The only reason to not tick it down, though, is because of the fear of an end to hostilities. Bass is stuck on mana. It would make sense that he has an end to hostilities in his hand.
3 in his main deck. Jessup trying to figure out exactly the best way to use his Planeswalker.
I think the real compelling reason to go down, though, is if Bass has access to a Hero's Downfall, Jessup doesn't want to have his entire offense blunted.
There's a Plains. You called it. There is End Hostilities. That's going to clear everything away. So a timely top deck there for Joseph Bass. Jessup's going to sacrifice his fetch land, get a land out of his deck. Hopefully increase the chances of him drawing a better card here. Sacrificing Heath to go get a Forest. He's down to 19. 19 and 6 for the life totals. But he still does have a Planeswalker on the board there in Sorin.
Yeah, and he's got enough loyalty that Sorin can make a Vampire and then start plussing, So he's not in too bad a shape. He's only down a little bit of loyalty.
Take a draw. Temple of Malady. It's interesting because you think about it, if he would have just ticked up Sorin and ignored the Sorin potentially, or ticked up Sorin and Hero's Downfall did, this game would be over.
Yeah, I don't think you can afford to just completely ignore it because of the possibility of him making Vampires, but you could have Hero's Downfall there.
Now a Prognostic Sphinx after a top-decked island. Oh, how things have
trying
changed.
To claw his way back into this one. Oh, and this is going to be game, right? That Siege Rhino. I mean, the combination of Hero's Downfall tapping the Sphinx, the Sorin plussing making the Vampire do 3, and then Siege Rhino getting in for the last 3. This is likely to be all she wrote.
As long as he sequences his spells in the correct order, this should wrap things up.
He's asking himself, what could Bass have for 1 mana that could disrupt this?
He's going to discard that, tick this up, get you for 3, play a Siege Rhino, and
that
is going to do it. Danny Jessup is going to win this match here over Joseph Bass. 2 games to 1, timely Siege Rhino.
Advancing to 8-2.
Yep.
Excellent record.
For Jessup, I don't think Open Series points are going to get him into things. He's outside of that window, so he's going to have to win it.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's playing for the 1 slot.
Yep. He'll have to win the tournament to qualify for our Players' Championship, which is certainly within the realm of possibility for him. He moves forward to 8-2 with Abzan mid-range. Joseph Bass moves down to 7-3 with his Esper control deck. So congratulations to Jessup, number 16 on our Open Series leaderboard. Last person to get 2 buys heading into this tournament.